Hello, folks, fajitas, chicas, chicos, and mamas and papas. This is another edition of the most interesting news in the world, and I'm your host, Connor Hill. What are we talking about today? Well, let me see if I remember. Oh, it's not written on the bottom of the screen. What gets your butt moving? You know, I thought it was a really funny joke a long time ago. Somebody showed up to work late and they're like, I had transmission issues. And everybody's like, oh, really? Wow. Yeah, transmission issues. Problems with your car. No, I just couldn't get my butt in gear. Super funny. So today, what gets your butt in gear? Now, if you haven't seen this show before, I like to talk a lot about the Access Consciousness tools of Access Consciousness. I'm a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness. I facilitate 3-day body classes, Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider, Being You, Changing the World, and a whole lot of other really fun stuff to talk about. So what's the fun stuff we're talking about today? I already said it. What gets your butt moving? And you're like, well, Connor, the thing that gets my butt moving is a very pretty lady. Yes, she's very good at getting my butt moving. That could be the case for a lot of you, and I'm going to change my settings, my audio settings, just to make sure, yay, they are correct. Just to make sure my little 1-year-old atomic weapon in the background, because he's loud and he's obnoxious. I love him. Because he'll get loud. So making it so it's not too loud. Not that you guys don't want to hear him. I'm sure you probably want to hear him more than you want to hear me. Now, speaking of what gets your butt moving, a baby, especially that one, will definitely get my butt moving. Now, the purpose of this call really was actually to talk about one of the things I don't actually even recall. I was like sitting doing something yesterday and I was like, oh man, I need to do something about this. So let's look at it this way. In Access Consciousness, you won't hear very many people talk about motivation. Yeah. So, and I get that motivation is like a really big deal in the rest of the world, because I used to be there and I was always trying to motivate myself. Like, how do I get me motivated? And I'm going to get motivated. And this is how I get motivated. Let's do this. Let's just play with this. So what have you defined gets your butt moving? And what have you defined does not get your butt moving? Everything that is, for all of you, times a godzillion. I'm going to use the Access Consciousness clearing statement now, which goes like this. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, or will you just let it all go? Right and wrong, good and bad, pocket pot, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. Yeah, baby. And also, let's do this since I brought up motivation. What have you defined motivation is that it isn't? Everything that is, for all of you, times the godzillion, will destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pocket pot, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. And I feel like I should probably talk slower because I'm probably talking really fast. But I'm like, oh my God, there's so much stuff to talk about. So we're going to just keep moving. What have you defined as not motivation that actually is? Everything that is, for all of you, times a godzillion, will you just let it all go? So we're going to basically take all the definitions. We're like, this is what motivation is. This is what motivation isn't. And we're just going to go, you know what? I'm going to let them all go. But you're like, Connor, then how am I going to motivate myself? Stop thinking that far ahead. Stop thinking at all. Just do it. All of those definitions, will you let them all go now? Oh, that was cool. Right and wrong, good and bad, pocket pot, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. Now, the clearing statement, like POVADs, means points of views you're avoiding, points of views you're defending. So there's right and wrong. That's pretty obvious. Everything I've made right about this, everything I've made wrong about this. So everything you've made right about motivation, and everything you've made wrong about what isn't motivation, or the things that you've defined as wrong, or that if you're not motivated, you're wrong. That one's apparently a pretty big one. How many of you have defined that you are wrong, just plain wrong, if you are not motivated? Wow. everything that brings up, whew, or lets down. Now notice I'm just a lot more relaxed now. That's a good one. We destroy and uncreate it all. And a lot of you are like, come on, run the clearing statement. I want to get cleared of it. I like to mess around. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And if you're like, Connor, but how am I going to go to work tomorrow if I'm not motivated, or if I'm not basically just forcing myself to go do something that I don't actually want to do? Oops, did I say that out loud? Well, one of the things that is actually the biggest thing that has actually taken me personally, and I shouldn't say taken as if I'm like totally beyond it, and I am totally beyond it. Ha ha ha. Beyond motivation is 10 seconds of choice. Now, how does 10 seconds of choice works? How does it works? How does it work? It works like this. If you had 10 seconds to live the rest of your life, what would you choose? That 10 seconds, I know that wasn't 10 seconds, but we're going to say that 10 seconds is up now. You were dead. You just got eaten by the world's largest rat. I know, terrible way to go. You have 10 seconds to live the rest of your life. What do you choose? You just got hit by an asteroid. That 10 seconds is up. You have 10 seconds to live the rest of your life. What do you choose? Now, notice you might be like, I don't know what to choose. Exactly. You got to do this. And I have told, I need to, get my hopes and dreams bars around. If you don't know what those are, it's called access bars, around my hopes and dreams bars. I've told thousands of people about this, and almost no one is actually willing to apply this tool. And what do I mean apply? I mean like actually do it. 99.9% of people will sit there and calculate what it will create for them if they were to do it. And then they will go, I have now thought about it. I understand the purpose of the exercise. Now that I understand the purpose of the exercise, I do not need to do it. Therefore, I'm already living in 10-second increments of choice. Happy voila to me. Yay. Yep. I'm awesome. Okay. No. That's not how it works. You got to do it, kids. You just got to do it. And I realize a lot of you aren't going to do it. And that's not a problem. It's totally okay. I'm just offering this as a solution and really a tool to get you beyond motivation if that is something you would like to go beyond. And if you're sitting there going, Connor, why would I like to go beyond motivation? Because my friends, beyond motivation lies the motivation that is greater than any motivation you've ever tried. Tried and something like that. Any motivation you've ever tried or instituted or impelled upon yourself. Yes, there we go. So all of that, everything that brings up, all of the structures of motivation that you have, all the structures of motivation that you took on from your father, that you took on from your mother, because you know that they were always jumping into your bedroom going, get up, you need to go to school. And like, that's how you've learned to motivate you. You wake up in the morning and go, get up, you need to go to work. And you sound just like both of your parents at the same time, screaming in each ear. Everything that brought up for all of you, all the structures, all the big five, which is presumptive realities, which a presumptive reality is basically like a reality that you're functioning from that you don't even realize. Like, it is so real to you that it's real. Kind of like how, I always thought that Einstein's equations were about gravity, and gravity was this like force between two objects. Lo and behold, my presumptive reality was smashed because I was like, yes, obviously, I am pulled to the earth. Of course, yes. Actually, Einstein's equations have nothing to do with two objects pulling on each other. They actually have to do with the bending of space-time. What? And my space and my time is warped and bent based on the Earth. How does it get any better than that? And by the sun, actually. Where is it? It's over there. There we go. Yeah. How exciting is that? Oh my God. Makes me kind of want to call myself the conscious nerd. Wasn't really considered a nerd. Maybe I should call myself the Jerd or the knock. Because I was like, most people considered me a jock, but I was in like the smart math kid in physics classes. And so those kids didn't really like me being there. Oh well. From my point of view, the people that were jocks actually liked having more fun. Just my point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view, which is why I call this show the most interesting news in the world. Oh my God. Because it's all about everything's an interesting point of view. Oh my God. How does it get any better than that? So this is cool. So all the presumptive realities you have with motivation, holy cow, that's like a lot more intense than I expected. Will you destroy and upgrade all those? Boom. Right and wrong, good, bad, pop, all night, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And all the presumptive and all the, so the next of the big five is the needs of reactive realities. So all the needs of reactive realities you have with motivation, because a need of reactive reality is like, well, you know, my parents yelling at me to get me motivated to go to school, and my need of, they have a need to react towards me to get me motivated, and I have a need of reaction towards their need of reaction when they're yelling at me to go like no or whatever it might be. So all the needs of reactive realities with motivation, or your coaches, or your teachers, or your everybody, or your motivational speakers, all of the needs of reactive realities. Holy cow, I did not realize motivation was so needs of reactive realities. Like, you know, the needs of reactive realities with yourself. Whew. Oh my goodness gracious. This is like a bigger one than I expected. I should have done this as a paid for call. You guys are lucky. Everything that is times the Godzilla destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Wow. So after needs of reactive realities, we have, well, yeah, we have needs of reactive response systems, slime. So response system is like more of like an internal thing. It's where like your system, let's say inside your head, you have your system response, your need of reactive response system that tells you like, oh, I'm such a terrible person for not wanting to go to school. I should be like a good kid that wants to go to school. Why am I not more motivated? Let me do this, blah, 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 blah. So all of the needs of reactive response system slime you have with motivation, we just start, ouch. Oh, wow, that one like, whoa. We just trying to create all that. Yeah. Times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all night, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So next we have the AI actualizers or activators. I can never remember which one it is. AI being artificial intelligence activators. These are the things that basically like the turnkey in the car that like starts the whole engine going to keep the cycle moving and stuff. So even when this whole big five thing like shuts down and you stop functioning from it, like the AI activator is like, oh, here we go again. And it starts you back up, and it's like needs of reactive realities, response system, slime, and then presumptive realities, and get you all back into it. Now, the fifth element is the fifth big five, number five is the fifth element, kind of like the Fifth Element movie where you are the savior of mankind. You must be the savior of mankind. And the worst part about it is you already failed. So everything that is, I mean, like, look at all the motivation with that. You're like, I am so motivated to save all of mankind. And oh my God, I failed. So all the fifth element you have with motivation, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Oh my God, yay. Will you just right, wrong, good, bad, public, all name, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds? Wow, this is cool. What else? Okay. And so now there's another thing to talk about is if you've made it this far into this show, most likely, what's it called? Most likely you are a humanoid. And when I say humanoid, a really good descriptor of a humanoid is the thing that motivates a humanoid the most is if someone tells them they can't do it. They're like, you can't do that. Like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? I'm going to prove you wrong. So that and everything that brings up for all of you, everywhere you maybe ever made yourself wrong for that being the thing that motivates you the most, everywhere you're like looking for people that do that to you, tell you you can't do something, and then you get mad at the person, when in reality, you wanted them to do it in the first place because you needed somebody to do it, and maybe even a whole bunch of people to do it so that you could just be like, fuck all you, I'm doing it anyway. Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and I create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad. But that was your need of reactive response system. I mean, your need of reactive reality, where you're like, hey, I need someone to tell me I can't do this thing. Because if people tell me I can, then I don't know if I want to do it anymore. And I need people to tell me because I know deep down that's the only thing that gets me motivated. Everything that is for all of you times the Godzilla, we're just trying to create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad. Public all night, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Oh my God, this is like my favorite one yet. And I think I said that about last week. It's just getting better. Now, if you want to know more about any of this stuff that I've been talking about, if this is like the first time you've seen this or it's the 100th time you've seen this, and you're like, wow, what else is he really talking about? You gotta get your butt to a bars class, mate. What is a bars class? Access consciousness bars is the first class you go to, and you learn the bars, which are 32 points on the head. I've talked about them before. I think I even have a show called Bars. And we can do something with it. What can we do with it? Right. After the bars class, you can go to the foundation class. And foundation, global foundation. What is global foundation? Well, it starts in like 2 days, less than 2 days, I think. Yes, less than 2 days. And well, why is it global? Well, because the founder and co-creator of Access Consciousness, they go through the manual of the foundation class, which is a 3.5-day class, which I also facilitate. 3.5 days, they go through the manual, and a lot of stuff gets thrown out and a lot of stuff stays in, or maybe a little bit of stuff gets thrown out, or a lot of stuff stays in and some new stuff gets put in. But I can tell you from experience that this year I've been a certified facilitator for, oh my goodness, 2024. This is my 10th year. Yeah. 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 Hey, I bought a Slim Jim the other day. What happened to it? Okay. I was about to go slam it to a Slim Jim. Like, what happened to it? I thought I bought one. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it fell out of the bag. Okay. So you're like, why are you eating Slim Jims? Apparently I'm not, because it fell out. I haven't had one in like 20 years. No more. 30. Yeah, probably about 30 years. Wow. So I used to love those things when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, it snaps when you bite into it. It's kind of spicy and it's super oily and stuff. And my mom wouldn't let me eat them, but my dad would. So that was cool. All right. Oh my goodness. Right. Global Foundation. So 3.5-day class. They are going to go, Gary and Dane are going to go through the manual. add all the new stuff, especially, and there's probably gonna be some new stuff that we haven't even talked about, but boy, has there a lot of new stuff that has been showing up in access consciousness over the last 165 days. But it's a little bit more than that, because the last Global Foundation we did was like in March last year. So they're live streaming from Prague. So I guess if you were able to get like a bars class right now, or if you do have a bars class and you've got a moment to jump on to the Global Foundation class, you kind of need it. If you're like, my life is falling apart, you might want to get this class. So it's a Global Foundation. Like I said, it starts about 2 days, less than 2 days. And they'll be rewriting the manual. So that happens every year. And at that class, you're going to get 3.5 days full on of all these things I'm talking about here, and then some, like a whole lot. Yeah. Okay. So where are we at now? Right. Motivation. So I guess we've said all we can say for now about motivation. And there's not a whole lot really else to talk about other than the fact that the Global Foundation is going on. There's also going to be a taste of the symphony going on. There's also going to be a business class with Simone Milasas going on. And then after the Global Foundation, we do have Global Access Facelift, where the facelift is amazing. Oh my God, it's one of my favorites. So the facelift is an energetic facelift. You'll have the practitioner go over all the skin on your face and on the back of your neck, and even on the front of your neck, doing an energetic facelift. And after about 20 sessions, a lot of people see a reversal in their aging, in the appearance of their aging in their face. If you're like, I don't know. Every time I look in the mirror, I see a different person. I'm like, I get it. It's like, you kind of look the same, but I'm like, who are you? Like I said, that's the mirror. So even just putting my hands on my face right now, I'm like, oh, it's like starting to run a little bit. It's so good. I love it. It's great. I could use some more facelift. So there you have it. Facelift. And that's really all of the information I got for you now. There's a lot of other cool stuff going on, but I feel like I gave you a bunch, and your brains might even be leaking out of your ears at the moment. And if that's the case, you definitely want to get your bars run. So this has been another episode of the most interesting news in the world. Better believe it. You better not deny it. The Global Foundation coming up is most definitely the most interesting news in the world. I'm your host, Connor Hill. I will see you next time on the most interesting news in the world. The most interesting news in the world. I need a jingle. See you later, everyone. Next time. Next Wednesday, 11 p.m. Turkish time.